Hello, happy Wednesday. I hope your week is going well. We are halfway through International Coaching Week 2025 and we have had an absolute blast so far this week. So I hope that you have managed to join us for some of our workshops this week and that you've had a great experience connecting with other coaches. And the other really exciting thing that we've been doing this week is we have been connecting with our supervisors, so our supervision team, and our supervisees. So for those of you watching who maybe are new and you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm Sarah Bramall. I'm co-founder of the Coaching Catalysts. And at the Coaching Catalysts, we provide professional coach supervision for coaches alongside learning and development and a really wonderful supportive community. So this week during International Coaching Week, we are celebrating all things coaching and coach supervision. We're at the midpoint of the week. And so we've been running workshops and opportunities for coaches to come together and connect and learn during the week. But the week's not over yet, so we're still going. And I'm really excited today to introduce you to one of our wonderful supervisees, the wonderful Jacqui Frost. So I'm going to bring Jacqui to the stage so you can meet her and learn about her. Hey, Jacqui, great to have you here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon indeed. So Jacqui and I, everybody, know each other well from many years back. But for some of you, this may be your first time meeting Jacqui. So Jacqui, I'd love you to introduce yourself, please, for everybody so they can learn a bit more about you.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for this opportunity. So my name is Jacqui Frost and I'm co-founder and director of two companies. One is called Leadership43, and that is that's all things coaching, team, leadership development. And then the other is a relatively new company, and that's called Leadership in Schools, which is specifically focusing on leaders in schools. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past nearly 9 years now. That's very scary, but yeah.
Fantastic and very welcome. And Jacqui, I think your past professional experience is really important here as well. So just tell us a bit about what you did before you came into coaching and training.
So before I came into coaching, I'd been in primary education. I had done a little stint in a middle school for 28 years. And those last 16 of those years, I had been a head teacher. And I loved working in really challenging circumstances. And I didn't, hindsight is a great thing, isn't it? But I didn't realize how much that was actually taking a toll on me. And in my last headship, I tried to change my working behaviors. I don't like the word work-life balance. I like to talk about working behaviors. And I couldn't, so I left in December 2016 and with no job to go to. So for me, my coaching and all the work that I do with leaders from all settings is about resilience, is about understanding their own resilience and what their triggers are and what they can do and develop to reduce that having a negative impact on them.
Yeah, thank you. And it's really important, I think, to highlight that in terms of the work that you do, because I know for you, your work firstly is really heart-centered. There's a real sense of you really caring about the work that you do and the people that you work with, and it's really grounded in past experience as well. Yeah. You have been that leader, right? You've been there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, now, when I started, I became a resilient leaders consultant, and it became very apparent to me that it doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to give your heart and soul and every waking moment of your life to be a good leader.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. And, I'm so excited and so happy that you are now doing the fantastic work that you are.
Well, thank you, Sarah.
So again, for those of you who don't know, and I'm smiling because Jacqui and I have known each other for a long time, so it feels really weird asking this question.
Like it was a parallel universe, wasn't it, when we first met? But
it was a parallel universe during COVID. But anyway, how did you, just for people watching this, how did you come across us? How did you come to the Coaching Catalysts?
Well, I've been stalking you for ages, Sarah. And I've met Rebecca through a few other sort of like mutual connections. And I'd had sort of some experience of supervision, both as, you know, in our training, and I'd sort of, you know, dabbled with different supervisors over the years. And I consider it to be, you know, part and parcel of what I do as a coach. And I think because as a head teacher, I never had anything like that. You just got on and did it. There was no opportunity to explore in confidence maybe some of the decisions you'd made, or, you know, some of the difficulties you had. I'm going to be honest, I had been stalking you for a while. And then when the opportunity arose, and I'd sort of, you know, I had my PCC looming up as well, exam for the International Coaching Federation. I just thought, this is, you know, things happen for a reason, don't they? And I just thought this is an opportunity to seize this.
Wonderful. And I'm so glad that you did. And, you know, what you just said about never having had that support as a head teacher is so interesting, because my story, you know, as you come from education as well, my story is always, when I was in teaching, I always had somewhere to take any concerns that I had. And so I knew that I needed the same when I came to coaching. But of course, I was never a head teacher. And you forget, it's really easy to overlook for senior leaders in organizations.
Absolutely.
Exist.
And this is why I find it so refreshing I mean, I am fortunate because I am quite picky about who I work with. And if I don't align with, say, the CEO of a MAT or the head teacher, I walk away, because I know it's just not going to create that coaching, the conditions for coaching that I want for the individuals I'm going to coach.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what that looks like and what that feels like. And how that needs to
absolutely.
Be. Yeah. Okay, so you joined us, didn't you, in January?
Yeah.
You're working with Melissa in supervision. Wonderful, Melissa. We're very fortunate to have such a fantastic supervision team, and Melissa is absolutely wonderful. So what is it about supervision that is supporting you now as a coach?
Well, for me, it's about when I haven't been in supervision, something might come up, you know, a dilemma, or something that just sits on your shoulder after a session or with a client. And, you know, when I have not had supervision, there's just nowhere to take that. Yes, I could talk to fellow coaches and, you know, things like that, but it is very different because it feels like a very protected space, and it's very confidential, and there's no judgment. So that's, you know, I knew I needed that space because I was working with some clients and some things were just not sitting, you know, okay with me. And, you know, being able to just talk those through with a very objective individual who's very skilled at that type of thing has really, that's what I found I needed.
Yeah, that again absolutely makes sense and absolutely resonates. And, you know, you're working with senior leaders who carry a lot of weight, who carry a lot of responsibility, and also for whom, I mean, obviously coaching confidentiality is absolutely, you know, essential for all clients, for all coaching clients. But you're working with people where confidential space is absolutely essential. So for you to know as a coach that you've got somewhere confidential to take is vital, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And also within that space, to be challenged as well, you know, so about maybe some of those concerns or those niggles or whatever they are. And I found that really helpful as well. That sort of, challenging in a very positive, supportive way, just to, check my biases out and all of that. So that's what I found really, really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always think, I know that wonderful Lucy Power as well, one of our mutual friends, and she always says that you can only take your clients as far as you have gone yourself.
Exactly. And I think that's it. Just, it's a different perspective. And I've taken along some of sort of like my long-standing clients, and because I think the thing that I was concerned about was actually, am I creating a dependency culture? That was really one of my sort of it was a niggle. And actually, talking it through within coaching supervision has made me realize, no, I'm not, because it's each block of coaching has been very different, and my clients have brought different things. But I think I maybe had sort of overlooked that a little bit.
I love that. And that's the thing, isn't it? Without supervision, these niggles actually, when they accumulate, they can be quite heavy for us as coaches.
Yes. And I think that dilemma for me was, is actually, am I just keeping this client on because it's a regular, it's a regular little nice income? Or am I keeping this client on because actually I'm supporting this client in moving forward?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's been really helpful.
Yeah, I love that as well. And again, it's something we were talking about this morning in the workshop. With ethical practice, there are some things that are clearly right and clearly wrong. But what supervision allows us to do is it allows us to kind of play and explore with, as you said, those niggles, like, what are my intentions behind this? Is this in alignment with my practice as a coach?
Absolutely.
All that stuff.
Yeah, exactly that. It's exactly that, Sarah. Yeah.
I love it, Jacqui. So tell us, for you, if you look at your practice now, what has been a recent success for you in your practice?
Well, I am going to say getting my PCC, because I can't bear exams.
Right.
And the first time I did that, however many years ago, for my ACC, I said to myself, I am never doing this exam again. And I found myself doing it. And actually, you might think that coaching supervision isn't going to help you pass an exam, but it did, because actually I brought that to a session about how I was just like, no, I wasn't getting very worked up, but I was really quite, thinking, oh, this is going to be such a hard exam. And it is, because there's lots of reading, there's lots of processing, you're under pressure. And, Melissa was brilliant. And she gave me one tip, which I took with me to the exam. And it was around the coach's ego. Okay. And she said, if you feel that an answer, those worst case scenario ones, I always struggled with those. But she said, really think about it from the point of view of the coach's ego. And if that scenario really highlights the coach, then that's probably the worst one.
Yeah.
The coach in something that they want for themselves. And actually, that really did. In those questions, I was like, I really don't know what I'm doing here. And actually, so I left that coaching supervision session thinking, actually, at least I've now got a strategy for tackling something. So I would say that's my most recent, thing that I've benefited from. But also, I think what coaching supervision has done with sort of recent clients is it's it's not made me afraid to go back and recontract.
That's so important.
It's really made me think about really looking at each individual session properly, and then thinking, actually, is this an opportunity to maybe recontract with this client?
Yes. And, I love that you have brought that up, Jacqui, because that comes up again and again and again in supervision, going back to the contracting.
Yeah. And I think it's really, like I've been working with a client now for, it's coming up to 2 years. And actually, it's what I'm finding now is actually I'm recontracting more frequently with her.
Yeah.
And that's really sort of shifted the coaching relationship up a gear.
Wow.
And I don't think I would have. Well, I wasn't doing it. I mean, I was obviously contracting, but I would tend to contract with the client for their 6 sessions or their 12 sessions.
Yeah.
And, I don't think I was recontracting enough, maybe with some of the clients that I was working with for longer periods of time.
I get it, because sometimes you get comfortable and assumptions are made.
Yeah. And actually, I think that's exactly it, isn't it, Sarah? It's like when I recognize in myself, and I talked this through with Melissa in supervision, was when I recognize in myself that I may be getting a little bit comfortable, it all feels very familiar. I don't mean, pally, but it's actually, for me now, that is my signal, right? Let's just go back and just check in with, our contracting statements.
Amazing. Jacqui, thank you so much. I'm going to bring this conversation to a close, because I'm like, you and I could be here all day.
We could.
Supervision, we really could. And I've absolutely loved our conversation today. So thank you so much.
Oh, well, thank you for inviting me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. So, Jacqui, if people are watching this and they want to come and connect with you, where's the best place to do that?
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I've tried going on other platforms, but I'm not very consistent. LinkedIn is my go-to platform. Yeah.
Great. So Jacqui Frost.
Yeah, Jacqui Frost, and I'm there.
You'll find it. Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much for your time, for your sharing. I've really, really enjoyed our conversation.
No, you're welcome, Sarah. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you. So, as I said, Jacqui and I could have been there all day. I absolutely love talking to Jacqui. Always find it so thought-provoking and affirming of the profession that we are so privileged to be in coaching and in supervision. I just want to shout out to those of you watching on Instagram. So we've got Charlotte Warrington, we've got Anne Sher, we've got Flame Lily Coaching, we've got Leslie, we've got Nikki, and we've got Jane. Thank you so much. Come and say hi when you're watching on Instagram. And if you've got any questions, just let me know. Questions for me, let me know on Instagram. If you've got anything for Jacqui, let me know as well, and I can always pass those on. So, as I said at the beginning of this live, we are midway through International Coaching Week, but it's not over yet. We've had 3 amazing workshops this week, one on the power of supervision, one on coaching presence, and one on reflective practice. So if you haven't yet registered, do come to bit.ly/supervision workshops, and you will then be able to access the replays for the 3 workshops that have happened this week. And then what's coming up? Well, tomorrow is the big one, because tomorrow at 10 a.m. we are leading an exclusive masterclass, and Rebecca and I will be co-delivering that masterclass on all about how to thrive as a professional coach, and really supporting you to really dig into your professional practice. We're really, really excited. The energy of the coaching community this week has been next level. Every single day this week, we've had over 100 coaches from all around the world joining us, learning, collaborating together. So you won't want to miss this tomorrow. It's at 10 a.m. tomorrow, UK time. And then on Friday, we've got an opportunity to come together to network and connect with other coaches in breakout rooms, just to take that connection a bit deeper. So it is not over. So if you haven't yet registered, please do come and register your interest. bit.ly/supervision workshops. If you're watching this later on replay, whichever platform you're on, please do leave a comment, ask a question. Always happy to hear from you and to respond. But thank you very much, those of you who have been here today. I'm going to end the stream now here.